Ooh, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. Good times with Scar here, and welcome back to the wonderful worlds of Hermit and crafting. And we're high above our pirate island here, looking at all the things we built together. There's Spire Rock over there with the enchanter. There's Black Sands Island with the portal, and down yonder is our brand new build, and that's Treasure Island with the pyramid and the pirates pillaging and plundering all the treasures within. But it's time now to start on phase 2 of our pirate island, and that is the pirate city and the volcano, and we're going to start working on the volcano today. And I cannot be more excited about phase 2. And if you're excited as I am about phase 2 and of course the volcano, hit that like button and let's think about what we're going to be doing today. This is going to be an entirely improv volcano, and we're going to do it right in this area here. And with this design, we're going to try to keep it a little bit cartoonish, a little bit fun. And that's something that I wanted to incorporate throughout the entire builds that we've been working on is, we got a ship stuck to a rock, things like that. I wanted to have a little bit of fun to it. So I don't want it to be 100% realistic. I wanted to have a little bit of a whimsical cartoon flair to it. So we're going to work on that. And yeah, I'm very excited about that. So down below here, this eventually will become like a custom coral reef. So originally I was going to do the, like the volcano in this direction right here. But then I thought, this area is going to be a really cool coral reef. So we're going to do it like right in this spot here. Now, down over in this corner here, this is going to be eventually all terraformed cliffs, very steep cliffs, because I want this island to be something that is very unhospitable. And nobody wanted to build here, but the pirates were, it was all they got. So they had to make the best of it. So they've got all their little houses perched on the sides of the cliff. And then this is the vault, right? So this is going to be a big old kind of marina, port, lagoon. I like the word lagoon. Hashtag lagoon. So that's where all the ships come into, because of course these are going to be flying ships, by the way. We're not going to do any standard pirates. These are special pirates. These are steampunk pirates. They've got the ability to fly. Now we need to come up with a reason how they were able to do it. So is it magic or is it industrial know-how? Did they come up with some kind of cool mechanical means to do it? Well, we'll figure that as we go. We don't need to decide that now, but you can help me in the comments. Hashtag magic or hashtag mechanical. Let me know. Let me know. So we've got that. I'm very, very excited about what we'll do here for the port and all that stuff. And yeah, so as for the volcano, which we're going to work on today, it's going to be entirely improv, right? This thing's going to be entirely thought up in this episode. I've done some volcano research, looked at volcanoes throughout the world, did in popular culture and things like that. So I've got a base of knowledge of volcanoes, but also recreating that in Minecraft is quite a challenge. And I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm also confident. Like I'm confident that with some hard work and trial and error, we're going to get something. So I'm a little bit nervous still. So you guys got to help me. So support the Ska. He's very nervous because this is going to be the centerpiece of the island. So let's get our shulker boxes. Let's head down to the mines and collect all that stone that we've been harvesting. I have not been back in the pirate cave for a while, and I keep saying that we need to move out of here. So maybe when we get the volcano done, that's when we can find like a permanent house. But I've also come up with an idea for a permanent storage area, and I'm quite excited about the storage area. I'm very inspired today, if you can't tell already. Our storage area is going to be a marketplace, a black market, if you will. So there's going to be a tent over there that sells stone, and there's going to be a tent over there that's a jeweler. There's going to be a food tent. But that's our storage area. It's going to be a marketplace storage area. I feel like that's super unique and different. So I'm very excited about that when we get there. It's going to be a little while till we get to the marketplace, but when we do, it's going to be fantastic. What is this? Scar, thanks for the epic tree. Oh, Python. Have these. Ooh, have these. Oh, shulker boxes. Amazing. Thank you, Mr. Python. Very much appreciated. And I want to show you guys one of the most satisfying things in all of Minecraft is this. Boom. Bam. Well, actually, that wasn't satisfying at all. But when you do have a full stack of these things and it just shoots them all through your inventory, it's quite delightful. Mine was just very anticlimactic. I was really hoping that would be way better than it was. I failed you all. Let's go to the mine and get our stone. I'm excited to finally shut down our starting mine and move over to Treasure Island. And that's what we'll do today when we clear this entire place out. And it's something that I've wanted to do this season. I mentioned this before is, if we're going to build a portal, or if we're going to build a mine out in the distance there, or an enchanter, build some fun like Lauren build around those things instead of just a enchanter in the middle of a field. So I think we've done that this season. I've been pretty happy with it. I am very excited with that storage idea I told you guys about, and I hope you're excited about that. If you have any inspiration for it, totally let me know. And this is actually where I've been mining since I started the season. And there's a lot of riches in here that I've been doing lately because I need a lot of stone and andesite and gravel for our build today. But look at all the diamonds and the gold. And I think these things are pretty well filled with stuff too. So we got a lot of supplies, and most of these, well, maybe not that one, but most of these are filled with cobblestones and stone and andesite and all the things that we're going to need. And this was a lot of mining. So let me start packing this stuff up and we can finally get it working on that volcano. Inventory full of all the different types of stones that we'll need for today. We need to find the exact place to start building. I think we're gonna head to that little island right there, and that's where we're gonna kind of set up our base camp. We'll drop our shulker boxes down and set up there. But I think if we maybe start somewhere like actually right where we're at, somewhere like right in this spot, so that we're near the future, you know, coral reef on that side. We're kind of like flanking the side of the island. I think that's going to be a good spot for the build. And yeah, okay. I don't know if you can tell. I am a little bit nervous. Like I said, there's going to be entirely improv, and we're going to be dropping down a ton of resources. So we've got to do this right. And look at Scarf over there. I think he's starting to recover from his adventures. Nope, spoke too soon. His neck's already crooked. I'm like, look at the boy. He's starting to get better. No, still got that crooked neck. All right, so let me set up a base of operation. Welcome back, and a little dolphin has come to visit us here at the future site of the volcano, and I've set up our base of operations over there, so I think we're all set up. Now, one little trick to building in the ocean, apparently, is if you have kelp below you, that's really easy to place a block, so we don't have to go all the way down and then build up to have a placeable block location. So that was super convenient. Now, what I'm thinking about is we're going to take this line right there, and we're going to run that out about 20 blocks. And of course, we're going to do that on every side. Now, this will make it very, you know, symmetrically circle, but that's not what we want, because eventually we're going to be able to put our own like interpretations on it. But just starting out with the basic shapes, like I always say, helps you visualize it and helps you establish a good structure for any build. So I think that's going to be good. 20 or so on each one of these pillars going outward, and then we'll kind of round it off. And oh my gosh. Oh man, did you see the dolphin die? I was about to say, look at how majestic it looked, but that truly was majestic. Oh, it's going to do it again. No, just wanted to disappoint us. Anyway, so yeah, I think this is going to be really awesome. So let me start figuring out the layout of this, and I'll be right back. Finally, after a lot of trial and error, I think we got ourselves a little bit of a blueprint for the base structure of the volcano. Now, I don't think it's overly sized, and I think it's big enough to at least make a bit of an impact, because this is kind of the showpiece of the entire island. So we'll have the volcano up here. I'm also considering making like a small one kind of behind it, just to kind of balance it out a little bit. And of course, we'll build up the cliffs up here, and the little coral fields are going to be there. So I think this will be really, really nice when it's finished. So I think we got a good size. Next thing we need to do is just kind of make a nice little band that goes across here, just to kind of help shape it a little bit and start working on it. We got to determine height next and a few other things, but progress is definitely happening. By the way, can we say something nice here about Cleo? Look at this amazing pirate land over here. Look at the size of that boat. This thing is fabulous. Like, look at that flag and all the colors. And check this out. Look at the gate right here. Look at the gate. Fly through there. Oh, I love it. Anyway, let's get back to work. And a little bit more work on the layout. I think we can get started with the actual building of the volcano. And I'm more apprehensive than I've ever been. This is such a substantial thing. I'm just looking at this going, oh, what have I done? I apparently am just going to the bottom of the sea. So let's get started with this. How do I get started with this? So what I'm thinking potentially is that we could do something like a gradual step up. You know, we don't have to get too technical, but just kind of slowly like work it up this way. And once we get to, let's just ballpark it to like right there. And we just get this thing up there, and then go a little bit more straight up vertical. And I want like a cut in the side of the volcano. And I want to put, you know, coal blocks and things like that that's going into the sea right here. I think that could be really cool. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly lay out the general slope upwards in dirt. And then from there, apply the stone to that. And I think that'll work. Like Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. I think we can continue that design upwards. Something that may help us is if we're going to do the gradual slope, like up, like gradual slope, and then a more vertical push at about quarter way, halfway or so, we should maybe make another ring right here as a guiding line. That actually might help a little bit in the design. So let me work on that a little bit. It's gonna, once we get started actually placing official blocks, like actual stone blocks, then it's gonna be easy peasy and we're gonna roll right through it. But until we get the basic layout, we need to make sure we continue just going very slow and then measuring out everything, because I don't want to build a gigantic structure that I have to tear down. That would be a nightmare, and we're going to avoid that. Bum 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 bum. Welcome to Volcano Island. Haha, welcome back, guys. And I'm really happy with this. I know it looks like a chaotic mess. It looks like it's gonna tip over into the ocean and people are gonna say I'm polluting the ocean here with all this mess. But believe me, we've got ourselves a really good base. It took an embarrassing amount of time to get to where we are and a lot of trial and error, but I think the shape is good and the height is starting to come out. So the main thing we started with, right, is the circle. I don't know, Cub, where are you? Question to the comments, guys. Where do you think Cub is? Hashtag, where is Cub? I want to see it in the comments. I'm gonna look through these comments. I'm gonna make sure there's comments there. Okay, so we start out with the circle, right? And then from there, we can kind of start lining up the pieces. Like, needed to have a little bit more play in the spacing at the lower area before it went a little bit more vertical. So that's why I kind of expanded outside the circle, but the circle still maintains at least a vision of a circle, because we're not going to make a perfect circle volcano, but we use it just to keep that basic shape. And I think that's doing really well that way. Height, I think, is okay. So if we're, say, you know, kind of at sea level right here, I think that's a good height. I do believe that these pieces are going to stretch up maybe just a little bit further, and these may stick out just a little further into the ocean once we actually apply stone. Once we add like the steam on the top with all the glass, ho, this thing's going to look fancy. But yeah, like I said, I spent a ridiculous amount of time in the planning phases, and I always encourage you guys to do the same, even though it feels like you're wasting your time. In the end, your product is going to be much better because you spent so much time and looking at all the little pieces to it. And I think this is good. This is very similar to the way we did Scar Mountains and Scarland back in the day at the Scarred Ranch. And that's by like taking these pieces up and just kind of forming up the curves of the mountains. So yeah, this is a lot of work, but I'm really happy with it. And it's time to start applying the stone. First stone block has been placed for the volcano, and that makes me super happy. So like I said, I wanted to expand out the, you know, these little portions just a little bit more once we start applying the stone. And I'm just gonna start putting this on here very similar to the way we put the dirt on here. All a little bit chaotic, a little bit crazy, but that's okay. That's what we're trying to achieve here. Is anything in nature is just such a kind of chaotic symmetry to it. And it's quite beautiful when you see it that way. You see like something in nature right now, like look out your window of any kind and you look at nature and it looks so chaotic, but there is like this beautiful little symmetry to it. And you're just trying to kind of capture that here in Minecraft. And it's fun. Like I love the challenge of terraforming. I find it to be one of the biggest challenges in Minecraft. Well, actually Redstone's a challenge for me in many different ways, but I do find this to be such a fun challenge. Is building's fun. Like that's really fun to build things and structures and stuff along those lines. But I find terraforming to be the biggest challenge of them all, because you're creating something realistic that you can, as like a human, instantly pick up on something. It's like seeing a person's eyes, like drawing eyes or a hand. These are things that in like art, you instantly recognize like something's not right. Like something about this is a little bit off. It's the same thing with like nature and stuff along those lines. Like you instantly see it, you're like, yeah, something's not here. Sometimes you can't put your own finger on it. But you can definitely tell when something's amiss. But anyway, we're starting to get these things down. And like I said, I want to start these a little further out so we have a bit of room. I mean, poor Cleo. She's going to log on and be like, oh, what is my neighbor doing now? What is this mess? I don't even know what it is. So we got to do it for Cleo. We got to make sure this is good for Cleo. And I want to shoot back here and just get a ballpark idea on how this is coming out. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We're going to start making this piece go upwards and everything's going to slowly fall into place. And I've got a lot of questions about how I'm doing since out of the hospital. I'm doing okay. Every day's a little bit better. Every day's a little bit better. Get a little bit more energy each day. And one of the things that I mentioned before is physically, it takes a little while to get physically back into it, to get the energy and things along those lines going. But one of the biggest things that's really difficult for me, especially, is getting like the creativity and the momentum of creating stuff again. That's the hardest thing in the world. Like to get that back takes much longer than physically getting better. Like, your muscles, you're able to do more physical things. But to me, like the hardest thing when getting really sick and coming back, because I had viral meningitis, really kind of took the steam out of me, if you will. It is the mental part, is like getting back in the right headspace creatively to create stuff again, to sit in front of the computer for sometimes 12 hours, like to create something, to not just sit there and like kind of wonder what to do next. Like there's a lot of momentum behind, at least for me anyway, becoming like creative, like thinking of how all this goes. Like there's like a process, like you really start thinking, like one idea leads to another and another, and you just start rolling. And when you're away from it for a while, especially sick, it takes a long time to get that energy levels back again, and the ability to start thinking and having that good snowball effect of inspiration. But I don't know if you guys ever experienced that. Like if you have an creative endeavor that you do and you're away from it for a little while, it's difficult to get back, because I know it from swimming. Like physically, it takes a while to like get back when you're at a high level of swimming. And if you've taken a vacation and it's like, oh, it takes a while to get back. But man, nothing like getting your creative muscles going again. Anyway, guys, this is the start of it. I'm going to keep doing each one of these sides. And hopefully this thing starts looking a little bit more volcano-like. Taking a quick break from the volcano work, I wanted to let you know that Cherry is now officially open. So I let the Hermits know that we have the stock all in place and the prices are all displayed. So I'm quite happy about that. So in our last episode, of course, we got the iFlip Phone 4. We got the, what is this? The iTrip. And these are my favorites over here. iGrumpy Book Pro, iSurprise Air, and iHappy Pro. Love it. Cherry Premium Mouse. And guess what? That's a premium keyboard. And what was this? Was this the Cherry Pro mic with premium sound, guys? Not only is it a pro version, for whatever that means, but it also has premium sound. Love it to bits. Anyway, let's see if we actually got any sales here. We'll start up here with the iFlip 4. Open. Oh my gosh, we actually sold something. I was fully expecting not to sell a thing, and I am quite happy about that. That's 6 diamonds right there. Bam! Nice. Have we sold any iTrips? No. And I suspect we probably... Oh, we actually sold torches. We've got 7 diamonds of profit here. That's amazing. But none of these have sold. None of the redstone. That's very interesting. I wonder why. I wonder if it's not, we haven't marketed ourselves well, or we haven't got the right price structure. So I'm not sure. Let me know what I'm doing here not to sell some of this redstone, because this is quality redstone, guys. That's premium redstone with a unibody design, unapologetically red. So it's amazing. And I suspect that none of these are sold. Okay. We'll work on that. But for this area, I finally figured out what we'll do for the Genius Bar. All Apple stores got the Genius Bar, right? They get the Geniuses, the blue shirts, they're walking around strutting. They're actually not walking, they're strutting. I want to build, not the Genius Bar, but the Prodigy Bar. I'm actually quite proud of myself for coming up with that. I'm really bad at naming things, so I'm pretty happy about that one. So this is where the Prodigy Bar is going to go, and that's where you can buy Cherry Care, and I'll come to your base and, give you some technical help, maintain some things, the whole gamut of redstone things. Like I got you covered with Cherry Care. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. We'll get Cleo, of course, to do these items in, what are those, armor stands, so they look nice, and we'll get that all set up. But let's take a little peek around the community area, see if there's anything else going around. Now we have 7 diamonds of spending money, actually. I got a lot of requests to do the iLoot box, so I've got some diamonds now. Let's see how much this is. So 1 loot box for 1 block of diamond. Well, I don't have that, but I do have 9 diamonds. So we'll throw that on there. I assume. Apparently that didn't work. Okay, no, that's a carpet right there. How does that not work? It has to be a diamond block. Wow, that impulse. He is a shrewd businessman. You got to pay some respects to that. Found a crafting bench. Now have a diamond block in hand. Let's get ourselves a loot box. So I guess we just throw it in. No. Oh my gosh. Does the light mean it's not working or is working? I assume not working. Well, this is disappointing. Apparently the mobs of Minecraft are rebelling against the destruction of their beloved iron golems. Everyone loves an iron golem. They get the little flower. They're a little ornery sometimes, but they're okay. They're fine. They're fine. We appreciate them. So yeah, looks like all the Minecraft mods are protesting Rusty's shop. That's a shame. Not a very successful trip to the shopping area, but what is successful is the volcano blueprint. I think we have finally got a good structure built for this thing, and I'm pretty excited about it. Now, the big challenge that we're going to face at this point is filling it in. Because you got to think of it this way. You could fill it in by bringing it kind of like, think about it like bowing inward or bowing outward. So it'd be like from that, we would go outward, or we would go inward like that as we fill in these centerpieces here. So that's a bit of a challenge to figure out the right way of doing this. And I'm not 100% sure yet, but once we do establish a solid design all the way around, it may just be stone for a bit. So don't think we're not going to detail this. We're going to heavily detail it, but that might come a little bit later because we're going to probably need to make sure this thing is entirely stone before we move on to the detailing phase, just to make sure that we establish scale and all of the little things before we do that. So let's fly back out here one more time. Yeah, haha, this thing's getting kind of crazy. I'm pleased with it. So, I think what we're gonna have to do is hit super fast build mode. Yes, you heard me right. Super fast build mode's gonna make a return for the first time in season 6. So let's hit it. End of super fast build mode, and we've got the start of the volcano now complete. This thing's maybe a little bit bigger than I originally anticipated, but I think that's a good thing. It'll give us a lot of room to experiment with all sorts of fun designs within the structures. So I've got mainly the top portion done, and I like that. I think there's a lot we can do at this area right here, especially incorporating another color or two. So some of the detailing phase that I'd like to do is, you know, we incorporate our standard materials into stone. We get your cobblestone, we get your andesite, we get your gravel, all those good things. But I think at the very top, and that's where I've been considering adding some kind of a hardened clay at the very top, like a really like crusty brown color, like if that makes sense, I think could be really, really cool. Now, let's fly around this side and make a little swirly swirl. There we go. This part right here, I'm not a big fan of the way this is laid out. I'm most likely going to take this portion out right here, or I'm going to incorporate a little bit of dirt. I'd like to see a little dirt kind of clean to the side of the volcano. Next thing I'd like to do is have this portion right here. So this part become more of a cliff. So there's kind of these pieces that kind of go out to the sides. Am I a permanent aquascar? I am. I'm permanently aquascar, except drowning aquascar. But anyway, so I think these parts can I really get out of this place? Thank you. Nope, I'm stuck. Forever aquascar, which isn't a bad life actually, because aquascar does what aquascars do, you know? Roaming the lands, doing all sorts of fun stuff. Anyway, so let's see if we can get out of here. Nope, there we go. We bounced out of it. The server lag is just unreal. But so if we do that, if we start adding some grass up here, I think that would look good. So please don't judge it yet. It's like totally the base layer. So think of it as just like the first coat of paint, right? This is just the structure that we lay on all those fun, super cool details. So I think we're getting there. So I think what I'm going to do is continue to think, right? I don't want to do anything too rash in this area yet, but I will work on the top. I'd like to expand this portion up just a little further up, and I'm going to work on that now. We'll thinking about how to fix this. Since starting the volcano, I have repaired my wings. Now, whoa. That is super terrifying seeing those things fall through there. I never even noticed that. I just come in here like, need XP, and never notice the little details there. Someday we're gonna have to talk about Iskall and the uniqueness in his building style and what makes it special. We gotta do that sometime. Maybe we break down Hermit's build styles. That'd be a good series and talk about like the uniqueness of them. Anyway, I gotta repair another set of a light trap, but I have made some good progress on the volcano, so we'll repair this and we'll take a look at it. And there's the progress. As you can tell, about right here where my helmet is, that's where I've been working. And I've been trying to send that portion of the build upwards so it adds a little bit better perspective, because the very top of it's going to be the sheerest of the cliff. And the small rocks, of course, would fall off there, and that area would be a lot smoother. So all those little pebbles are going to be at the bottom. That's why it kind of slopes into the sea. And I think it's coming out pretty cool. This is what I've been doing here. Aquascar? No, this is like Eagle Scar. Look at Eagle Scar. Yeah, I like that. Anyway, so this is what I've been doing. I go up here, I say, I'm like, I want to make this just a little bit skinnier. And I add like 2 blocks here and maybe another one right there. And then I jump down and you guessed it, come all the way around like that. Take a look at it, think, nah, I don't like that too much. Well, actually I do. The cloud was blocking what I liked. Well, maybe I made this too big because the clouds are kind of cutting it off, messing with this perspective. But soon we'll get Optifine and we won't have clouds anymore, so that'll be kind of amazing. But yeah, just little bits like that. Add a block, and then jump down, and then turn around, and then cut it off if you don't like it. But yeah, I think we're slowly getting some more progress done. I think I may give a slight test design down below here by adding some of the bits of dirt here and there so that we can kind of see what it's going to look like, because I'd like to add a little bit of clinging dirt right here. And then from this portion, it jumps down into the actual cliff. So I think that'll be nice. Oh, I wish I had a beacon. I wish there was a beacon shop. If there was a beacon shop, like, I would be your #1 customer. I need a beacon so bad. This would make this project way easier. And just harvesting all this stone. All of this stone was harvested just with a standard, enchanted pickaxe down in the mines. That's all this was. No fancy, instant mining or anything like that. No, this was blood, sweat, and tears. I'll tell you that right now. So yeah, I'm gonna work on this, give you guys a perspective on how this is gonna start to look, and maybe just a little more modification up at the top. That is a decent amount of progress and a good show on how this entire thing can be designed. Like I said, we're not gonna get into the nitty-gritty details of this particular episode because we had to establish the structure, and I'm gonna work on all the blank areas. But this basic shape here where we get some dirt built in here, and I'd love to incorporate maybe a little bit of hardened clay and a couple of varieties of colors, except we don't have a lot of resources still. Without a beacon, harvesting that clay is going to be quite a nightmare. So we'll get there eventually. But yeah, I am very, very pleased with the way this is starting to come out. And this is the thing, when you do like a large structure like this, there's going to be times where you're just going to hate it. Like you're just going to want to blow it up with TNT. But please, like when you're doing this, guys, try to stick with it. Even if you end up like breaking it and rebuilding it, just stick with it. Eventually you're going to see some progress and things that you like. There's, like I said, many times where I wanted to pull TNT or the cannons out and take this down, but I stuck with it, tore it down, build it up, tore it down, build it up. And I think we're starting to get somewhere, you're starting to get there somewhere with the design, and I'm really pleased with that. So future-wise, seeing the size of this thing, it's a little bigger than I anticipated. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the cliff right here, and we're going to try to connect it to it. So it feels a little bit more part of the kind of original island. So it doesn't feel like there's this giant volcano over in the corner there. I did, when looking through like, volcano research, there is a small island off the coast of Japan that kind of looks like what we're gonna do. It's really cool. Giant volcano and then this little tiny island attached to it. I'm like, that's Pirate Island right there. So I thought that was kind of neat. So yeah, this is coming out pretty good. I really hope you guys liked it today, and hopefully we're inspired to kind of work on your own giant volcano terraforming project, which we're gonna do a whole bunch more detail and especially the eruption. This thing's gonna be erupting, by the way. So that is something really, really fun to look forward to. And I'm gonna need a lot of dye and a lot of glass to make that happen. So guys, this has been Good Times with Scar, and I always really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch the videos. And if you believe the videos are already, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see you later. And don't forget to subscribe, because you may just become scarred for life.